Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just pulled up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We're about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty, half my age, at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's all right. Don't even worry about it.
All right, tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink. Cause it look like you now.
One drink? All right, I can do one drink. Cause I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome. One of the things we want to brought to you by is Go Green. Go Green is a garbage company to do great things, and all thing I want you to do is try us out. You can go to the website, you can pick us up, then you can call me on the personal number, you can go to Bar Talk with Jay. I do it all. And one of the things I want to make sure I do is get that garbage away from you. And I'm doing that with Go Green now. I've got other things going on, but I'm going to tell you it's one of the greatest things to get trash away from you. So I want to make sure I point you in the right direction. Yes. So give us a chance. Just give us a call. Hey, Go Green. Now I got to get back to this person who's been rocking with me for going on 8 years. This person right here comes in this bad boy teaching every time with a smile, pragmatic. How you doing tonight, big baby?
I'm doing good, Jay. Well, good, man.
I like it.
Just holding on to life, and I've been doing a lot of relaxation, family, children. It's about time to get back to work, but life's good, man. Life feels great, man. How you doing, man?
Man, let me tell you something. Same thing, life is life, and I'm living that life. You know, it's one of the things I used to do is complain a lot. I don't like to question. Don't let things
Complain,
yes, complaining ain't gonna get us where we need to be.
Right.
I'm pushing more for happiness and understanding me so I can make everybody around me happy.
Right.
What I notice people say, I call you, man, because it seems like every time I call you, you uplifted. You're already in that spirit.
Yeah.
And that's pleasure.
Yeah.
It's not what I prefer. I just know I like it better than being grumpy, mad, discouraged, and not happy.
Right.
I have to push harder to find myself and love myself
Love yourself.
and not be looking for other people to show me what I already know I'm capable of.
Yes.
So
Powerful, Jay.
it's working on me.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whole story is that over time, I just need to be able to let go of things that don't work. And I need to be able to hold on to the things that do work.
Correct.
Ultimately, throughout our, 50, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years of life, we kind of figure it out. We get to a point where we're not doing things that aggravate us. We're not doing things that bring us down. And to be able to make those decisions are an important part of our walk in life. You can't continue to pour in negativity and expect you're going to get positivity out.
Oh, say that.
It just doesn't happen. It defies the law of gravity. If you allow the negativity to come into your world and to consume you, then you are, you're giving in, right? And you're, you're basically self-creating your own pains and your own, troubles in the world. So, that's a powerful idea to make a decision that, I'm going to let go of what don't work and take hold of what I know does work.
Say it.
And so the great way to introduce our show, this is Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
My name is Cravmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
Yeah.
We are here to liberate your minds and souls with a great dialogue. Tonight, we're going to just chop it up on a subject as we usually do. And by the end of the subject, actually way before the end of the subject, we start finding some nuggets of wisdom. And just through the dialogue, we start understanding how we make take better action,
Right.
How we can strengthen ourselves, how we can say yes and no to certain other things in life, how we can get more out of life.
Yes.
And that's what I want for you folks as you watch us here tonight, is to find a way to get involved in the discussion so that you can take some of these nuggets back to your own life. You see, when you grow here in this screen with us, you take that growth back to your life, and you should be stronger and
Right.
better and faster and more, more powerful, more loving, more
Sound like the $6 million man.
well, all of that, right? That's what we do at Bar Talk. That's what I'm saying. So enjoy the show tonight. Our topic tonight is, do people use take a break as an excuse to cheat?
No, ouchie, woo woo.
I don't think we covered this subject.
Well, no.
And as we were preparing for this show tonight, we all had the notion that the answer was kind of easy. But I think we're going to dissect it down a little bit and see if we can get some gravy out of this discussion, right? So, again, thank you folks for being here with us. We always start the show off with a prayer.
Yeah, get it to
And
me.
I'm going to pray over the topic tonight.
Oh, okay.
Heavenly Father,
Yes.
we just,
Okay. You gotta give that respect.
yeah. Heavenly Father, we come into your presence right now just to thank you for all that you are in our life.
Yes.
Thank you for your spirit and your power and your love and your grace. We're asking tonight, Lord, for greater wisdom about relationships. And when someone, Lord, asks us for a break, what are they really saying? What are they really trying to accomplish? What do they really mean when they want to take a break? We're asking you to enlighten us on this subject, Lord. Give us the ability to see through the nonsense to the truth of these relationships in this situation. Give us the ability to say no when we need to say no, and to say yes when we need to say yes. God, our anointing and our understanding and our intuition with a feeling of truth so that we can always have the knowledge of exactly what we need to do. Give us no more doubt, no more misunderstandings about who we should be with and what we should be doing with our life in terms of relationships. Just anoint us, Lord, in the area of coming together and separate from other people. We ask that you will be here in this show to do your good and perfect work and speak your truth. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
You did that.
Amen.
That was a powerful prayer.
Yeah, I was calling that something. I think we might figure it
I
out.
was calling it more truth.
More truth.
More truth of what God has for you than what man is giving to you.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
that spiritual gain of knowledge compared to that worldliness
Right.
of what we try to do. That's what I felt in that way.
That's right. Because as I was going through the prayer, what was crossing my mind was someone asked me to take a break. And I need to understand the pure intentions behind it. See, because if I understand the pure intentions behind it, now I don't know how to operate, right? And I might look at the other person and say, "Oh, you were in the game." I might look at the other person and say, "Oh, you're tiring me." I might look at the other person and say, "Oh, you don't know about teamwork."
Or you preach right.
You know, and so it's important that we try to see through the eyes of God. We try to see through His lens, where there is where there's pureness,
Ain't no game.
where there's no game, where there's no fallacy, no lies, no people trying to misguide you or put you together. We really need to understand what's going on from the inside.
See,
It's not. We don't even need to look at the facts. We don't even need to look at the data. We don't need to look at what they're saying. We just need to have a spiritual awakening inside of us that says, "Oh, it's time for me to move on." Because if somebody wants to leave you, it don't matter the reason. Right? The only thing that matters is how much you pull, fight, tug, because this person is trying to get away from you.
oh my goodness.
And when you understand that they don't want you no more, when you understand that they may be wanting some other, they may still love you, right? We know many husbands who cheat, they still love their spouse,
Right.
but they want something else, right? They need something else. And so they go out and get something else. And, a lot of women put up with it. But there's some who saying, well, you're going out doing these things. You don't really want to be home. Maybe you just need to go out in the street. Why don't we take a break so you can figure out if you want to go hang out in the street more? And then you can go hang out 5, 6, 7 days a week for a little while. And then, we'll see where it goes after that.
Right.
But you ain't coming back all used up. You ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. So I'm already down into the conversation, Jay. But it's just important that I begin to understand the truth that you're operating on. I'm like to make my own decision. You know, women have been saying that to us for a long time. They've been saying, "Why don't you just tell us the truth? If you just want some ass, just tell us you want some ass, and we'll figure out if she want to do it." Because sometimes they want to do it as much as we do, right? And they want to do it without the attachment because they always still got an ex or somebody in their life, and you know, they might just be down for a good time crazy, you know. So, the truth will set you free, right? So tell me how you would deal with this subject, right? So do people use take a break as an excuse to cheat?
I would like to say yes. Because I like to say take a break really should have been coming from is when me and you know we have some issues and we need to work on our issues. So we're taking a break from our regular trying to make it work to I'm gonna work on me, you gonna work on me. That don't mean I have to be away from you. That don't mean I should be dating other people. That means I need to find out what's going on, but we can make a decision. We need to keep going.
And does that take a break mean leave the house, like move out?
A lot of times people don't have that situation where they can just do that. Everybody don't have the money to be able to just move out. So a lot of times I have to be there, but don't expect me just to come home and do the same loving thing that we always do because I have to take some time to work on me. It might mean I have to move out the bedroom, go in the guest room, sleep on the couch because we got to figure some things out in the house and try to make it work where we're not disrespecting each other. We still have boundaries. So create boundaries that we can love and respect each other so we can continue on and not play a game that causes people to go out there and just be with others and not try to be right in whatever you try to do.
Right.
So to me, a break is a play thing right now. Because now a break means I can go do what I want to do and then I can say break over with after went out there and did all kind of craziness and now when stuff gets back in.
I'm thinking that the agreement to take a break should include some rules of the game.
So again, communication. Because it depends on the person that's saying he wants to break. You want to break so they can actually truly work? Or am I saying I want to take a break because I want to get somebody else to draw?
But 9 out of 10 times, ain't nobody gonna tell the truth.
I mean,
They don't tell the truth.
They don't.
See the history of mankind.
They don't.
They don't.
Guess what? That don't mean we got to continue going down that path. Sooner or later, you got to realize what some people don't do. I mean, that's what you have to follow. You have to learn what God has for you. And when you start working within a righteousness of being right, then you got to stop worrying about everybody else. It's your walk. If I want a stronger walk with him and I want somebody to follow me, then I need to go into his guidance. And his guidance is not telling you to do that craziness. That's worldliness. His is to get to him, to understand his will and walk according to what he's giving you, not what's being shown to you. You're being shown a lot of shit that's trickery. And again, you can call it the devil, you can call it whatever you want. You're choosing a wrong over a right. If you're trying to find something better, then you got to look within yourself to be better. You want somebody to act better, and you still want to be you. Half the damn time is you. You don't want to look at you. It's easy to point a finger to understand that it got to point back. As you point out, point in. Everything that you don't like about that person, what about your damn self? What are you doing to help the situation? Because a lot of time what we do is fuss and don't check. And that goes both ways. So when a break, I don't care for a break half the time, but I think we need to sit down and have a better understanding of what we do. Because if we disrespecting each other, it's going to be hard to have it fixed through a break. It can happen because you can learn not to disrespect, you know what I'm saying, and grow. And it takes time. But a lot of time, I'm going to go do this and that, which got nothing to do with helping the relationship at all.
In other words, if we don't break up, there's rules to the game. What are the rules to the game?
Take a break and break up. It's really wordplay, but a lot different.
It's wordplay, like a mother.
Yeah, because break up to me is like you're going your way, I'm going mine. Break up, that means we're not going to be together. You can mess with whoever you want, and I can mess with whoever I want. Take a break. I mean, I'm going to work on me. You should be working on you. And this is how wordplay.
Okay, watch this. Okay, watch this. You tell your lady, I want to take a break to work on me.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do? Well, what does that mean?
Again, where are you at? If you're playing games and you want to be with somebody else.
No, you're not asking the question. I'm talking about you.
Okay,
you tell a woman that you want to take a break. What do you mean by that? What do you convey?
Now, if I said that, I really feel like I wouldn't say it. But at this point in my life, if I said it, we're having a disagreement and maybe we're not on the same path. All right. But we show a lot of things that we can work together and make it work. But again, it's starting to be challenging. And I really feel like it's starting to be disrespect. Boundaries are being broken. And I need that to cease. So if we need to calm down on moving forward, then we need to step back and understand what we're doing. So if I say, let's take a break, I'm not looking to date outside. I'm not looking for her to date outside. I'm taking time for us to stop going out trying to impress people and understand each other. Well, maybe we need more prayer time. Maybe we need to make sure we're on the same path when you're following or the Heavenly Father and not just mankind. That takes some time when we take a break from the world and understand us better. Because I like to say we follow too much of the world compared to what the spirituality is trying to give us.
So it's okay, and all of that makes sense, right? But I like to look at things from 40,000 feet, kind of in black and white. In black and white, what you're really saying is that you come to a place where you think the only way our relationship is going to get any better is to step away from it. You're conveying to the woman that I got to a place somewhere in my spirit. It could have been last night's argument. It could have been last month. It could have been last week, whatever. But I got to a place where I said, I need to get away from you. That's what that message says. It is, I need to separate myself from you because you are getting on my last nerves. I already want to kill you. Don't make me want to kill myself.
You really get deep, but yeah,
Right?
Yes, yes.
But listen to the message.
I hear you. I hear you.
Take a break. Take a break means, okay, I'm diminishing by being with you.
I'm
There
tolerating.
we go.
I'm not loving you.
Yeah,
I'm tolerating.
I'm tolerating. If you tell an employer, well, I just need a break, I'm gonna go ahead and take a sabbatical because y'all get and sabbaticals are real in the business world. You can go and take your month or 2 months off or 6 months off and come back to your job, your position. They'll hold it for you as long as you go through the process and do it properly. So when you say I need to take a break, what you're really saying is I'm tired of this environment. I am giving up.
Yep.
There is nothing no one can say. I've been dealing with the bullshit so long that I have to make an extreme change.
Correct.
And if my lady were to come to me and tell me that, in my mind, I'm already aware she's done. I have to take into account what she's saying to me is she's done. And if she gets some space, there may be some hope.
I like what you think.
If she gets some time off from me, she's going to discover that she either misses me or she don't miss me.
Oh, you want me?
That she liked being with me or she didn't like with me.
Oh, you talk.
That da 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 da. But
Right.
but it also comes up,
Okay.
and this is subliminal, subconscious. This is kind of behind the curtain. Nobody's going to say it, but she's also thinking that you know what. I can do better than this, even if I have to do it by my damn self. That's what take a break comes with. That you know what I mean? That's really what the message is being sent. And you and I, especially even the people in the relationship, they don't want to look at it from black and white,
Right.
Because they love each other. Just because people break up don't mean they don't care for one another.
Right.
Just because people are having problems or can't stand one another, can't stand the things that one another do or say or whatever, don't mean they don't love them.
Right.
I love my child, but I hate the things that he does. Right. And so it is possible to be loved, to have love with someone and still can't stand them. And if a person is just driving you crazy, sometimes you got to create separation.
I agree.
Right? There's nothing wrong with that process. There's nothing wrong with that process. I think how you deliver the message means a lot because I listened to your message very carefully.
Right.
What you just said to her,
Right.
What you're basically saying is, man, you disrespect me too many times. I'm about to get myself sent to jail. I'm about to get in trouble being around you. And I remember saying that with my ex-wife, that the block was so high that I thought to myself, Stacey, you've been down these avenues before, right? When things are getting too edgy and you start to feel like you're losing your sense of self, it's time to make a move. Because what history has told me is that if I don't make a move now, some shit's gonna pop off.
You're right.
And it's gonna be some trouble, it's gonna be some courts, and maybe some, you know what I'm saying, some knuckles throwing, whatever. You know, and also it's gonna cause me to do more damage. If I don't get out of here, more damage is gonna be done. Listen, there just comes a place in life, and I think in every field of human endeavor, in every pursuit, every human pursuit, where you have to realize enough is enough, right? I wonder when I hear the story of what was it? Was it Thomas Edison? 10,000 trials on the light bulb. Ben Franklin, one of them, 10,000. I wonder where their mindset was, as that you do 10,000 trials before you get to the finished product. Where does the mind say enough of? You know, and just imagine in 10,000 trials, there's probably 100 rabbit holes. And so, and in each one of those rabbit holes, the engineer had to say, you know what? I'm just not getting the power I need out of this particular wire. I'm going to have to go to a whole new place. What if I could bridge this and not use a wire, and I'll just bring a conduction here, and I don't need a wire. And so the conduction means I can do 10 wires at one time if I needed that kind of power, but this one keep burning out. And so I'm going to stop going down this rabbit hole, and I'm going to come out and go maybe down another rabbit hole. But the point is that there becomes a place in life. I think this is the greatest point of this show today, where you have to say, is what I'm doing working, or do I need to shift directions? Correct. And if you need to shift directions, I'm one of those people that when I get to that place where I start even considering shifting directions, I'm already gone. And I've really been tiptoeing on some bullshit for a few weeks or a few months before you ever hear it come out. But once you hear it come out, I was decided weeks ago. When I decided that I need to leave my home with my wife and kids because of the bullshit that was going on, and I felt like I was going to get in trouble, I made that decision weeks ago, perhaps months ago. But I've been trying to hang in there, and I've been tiptoeing through the tulips trying to make it work. And it wasn't working. And so, you know, when is enough enough? And when you get to that place, when you get to that place, you know, my notion is don't pacify the shit. I agree. You know, when you get to that place, it's time to go. Don't tiptoe. It's time to go. Let's create a separation. It's time to go. I met a gentleman a couple of weeks ago at business, and I was working with him on selling a car, and we just became friends, started chopping it up. And you could hear the sigh. Everybody know what a sigh is? A sigh is like a sign of stress. When you catch yourself sighing, that's a sign of stress. I could hear the sigh coming out of him as he told me the story about how he left his wife after 28 years. That's a long time. And when he said it, it was just like you can hear it come. What I heard coming out was, I put up with all the shit I could put up. I did this. I did tiptoe. I dealt with this. I dealt with that. And you know what? One day I came home and I just said, the hell with it. And I turned my life around that day. And to be honest with you, it's the best thing I've ever done. I have never had more freedom. I have never been more happy. He said, I take care of her. I go by the house and I fix things she needs fixed. And we'll meet for dinner every once in a while. I'm not mad at her. I don't hate her, but I couldn't stand her. And I was stifling my own life by staying there. I was stifling her life by staying there. Right? And I happen to have been the only man she was with. Maybe she'll get an opportunity to experience some other men and see if she had it good or had it bad, right? He was very loving with it, but he reached a place where enough was enough.
Simply, that's a deep place.
Yeah, and I think that's what this whole conversation I believe comes down to. Take a break means I'm finished. Hold on, let me see if I can get some extra gravy out of there. So let me hold on. Before you said, there's a song recently, and this guy is saying, "Okay, baby, it's time to break up. It's time for us to break up. Time to leave each other." He said, "I tell you what, tonight I'm gonna bring up a special wine, a bottle of wine home, and we're gonna make love one last time." Right? Yeah. I'm gonna hit it one last time, and I'm pack my shit up and be gone tomorrow. Right?
Now on that one, it ain't a break. Bring it up. Okay. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because the thing over breaks, it's a total breakup. Because again, what I was saying to you about a break and my thoughts on a break is when right before I'm really out and counting you out, that is one of the thoughts. In my past, it was just breaking up. I'm going my own way. I'm not taking the time to call you, check on you, or nothing. I'm to a point where I almost ghost because you're taking too much away from a happiness that I built. I built my own happiness, and you're starting to take it away from me because you're giving me something other than a strength. You're not adding value. You're taking it away. You're using up my damn resources and depleting me of my energy.
Yeah.
I should not wake up and be depressed. I should wake up looking at you, praying to God that you wake up too, but I can stay complete. When I gotta look over there at you with disgust because of the shit you keep giving me.
Before you get to this conversation, take a break. You have looked at that person many times with disgust. And that almost can be a measuring tool, right? Because by the time you get to number 6 or 8 or 10 or number 15 or 20, boy, you are out of gas with that person. You have got to a place where you don't even, the thing that they did to annoy you, you're not even thinking about how they annoy you. You're thinking about how to get the hell out of there. Let me plan an exit strategy, right? And that's when you know you're done. When you start planning exit strategies, and we've seen it many times when a husband or wife starts saving money. You know what I'm saying? You know, for the day.
Yeah, they call it a rainy day.
They call it a
exit day.
exit day, right? So watch this, Jay.
What's that?
I like the first part of the conversation where we were talking about how a husband and wife who maybe the relationship got stable.
Okay.
And maybe both of them just hadn't been putting the committed time in to build a relationship.
All right.
So they decided they're going to take a break.
Okay.
And one of the things I like about what I said a few moments ago is we're going to take a break and you're going to move to another room. And listen, this happens often with long-term married couples.
Okay.
Because we see long-term married couples, they love each other, but for many of the years they stay together, they can't stand each other. And so at some point they decide he's going to start, even one of my best buddies, right? When I last went down there and party with him, hang out, I noticed on Friday night, wow, I got up at like midnight, 1 o'clock and go and have another drink or something. He was sleeping in the second room. He was sleeping in his office. He had a nice bed, queen size bed in his office, huge office, right? So he was sleeping in the queen size bed and his wife was back in the master bedroom, right? And I never knew that was unfolding. They've been my friends for years. I love them, they couple, family, cousins, all whatever call. But I realized that was happening in their relationship. And so what happens when you make the agreement to take a break, stay in the house, and then one of y'all keep coming in late every night? One of y'all taking showers at odd times of the day. One of y'all spending extra money doing something, and you'll find a receipt for a two-person meal from Red Lobster the other night. And yeah, he is bowling a little more with his boys and going a little more to the frat meetings, and he does want to go to the biker weekend, and now he going to the conference across the country. You know what I'm saying? And I notice his coworkers calling a little bit more, and might even want to come by for a Sunday business meeting or something. What happens when y'all taking a break, but somebody takes the break too far?
Normally jealousy sets in, and curiosity and insecurity.
Is it real?
No, it's really real because you got to think about it. If you took the break and you notice a person is enjoying the single life because he's living more of a single life than trying to find ways to make it work,
right?
It makes you sit there like you're a fool,
right?
And that's where the trickery comes from. Because if we really supposed to be working on each other, I didn't think you would go this way. We're not in the same bedroom, but we still try to work and respect each other in the way that we build boundaries and we keep great values to show each other the respect that we need to been working on.
Yeah.
And what happens is it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Where Now this person don't want to come home early at all. It seems like he got more exciting things to do, but yet we never did nothing exciting. And he sounds like he's so happy, but his happiness is away from me.
Right.
Now, I am really the cause of him not being happy. And this is a reality check. Now, well, you're going to have a hard time just realizing he's living a better life now because he's doing more exciting things that he always wanted to do because I nagged him.
Yeah, you stop. She stopped him. Maybe she stopped him.
Yeah.
She always wants to.
You can't do this. You can't do that. And why you with them? You're supposed to be with me.
Right.
We know how some of
And
this
then
stuff
he
happens.
gets a chance to do it.
And he's really in love.
Now she could be hating on,
Yeah.
hating on that, you know. But here's what I hear in that, Jay, and I think this happens often.
Okay.
Is he already had life in him.
Mhm.
He been wanting to go bowling with the fellas. He been wanting to go fishing. He been wanting to, you know, make a tent out in the backyard and spend the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she doesn't seem to be having her own life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look back in hindsight, the part of the problem was, well, he wanted to have a little individuality and she ain't have no life. So now she depending on him and really stealing a part of his life
No.
in order to satisfy herself.
I love to jump in right there. Please, that happens.
That happens a lot.
That person had a personality and excitement in their life. Then you get a person that has jealousy in theirs and they're not used to all that.
Yeah.
So now they suck that out of it.
Yeah. And they have no life.
Right. So now when you do this break, they're starting to realize that he is going back to what he really enjoyed when I met him.
He goes back to live.
And what happens
Yeah.
is they get back miserable, kind of like what they were before. Now, this is where reality is. Do I want to stay here or do I want to incorporate? Because if I really want to be with him, I have to incorporate some of the things that he's doing to make this work.
Yeah.
Now, if you're big enough to do that, that's when it's just a break and understanding things that I have to start allowing him to do and work with him. That is a break where y'all can come back together because now we can start doing some things, not all things together, let them have some freedom, but we can do some things and we can both have this enjoyment where I'm not sucking it out of you.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just an evil, sorry, and victim, devilish Jezebel,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna give a damn and you gonna find a way to run.
That's right.
And then that break is to a break up.
Yeah.
Because no way in hell I'm gonna let you take all that from me. And I worked so hard to build all that in me.
Right.
So I have to end a short-term breakup. No, it's gonna be a long-term separation.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get my life back. You gotta go get yours.
Yeah.
It might cost me because we're married. It's called a divorce. If we're in a long-term relationship, hoping for marriage, it will not be.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna marry something that's destroying me.
Right.
But again, if I'm married, I have to understand. I know it's frowned upon for divorce, but misery should not happen. That means I just chose completely wrong. That I didn't do a lot of things right. I still don't do everything right. I still have to go to God to understand guidance. I'm sometimes misled. I've been bamboozled not just by my woman, but by others in business deals. All right. So I have to go back to prayer to understand what he has for me because I'm off track. And then sometimes that could be the woman in your life. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you try to keep a relationship because that's why she's following. A good woman is following a man that's led, a man that understands where he's going, and not a man that's being fooled by the world or a man call himself fooling the world because she will see through it. And that's going to make her miserable. But when you see a person trying to do right and doing the steps to help involve itself to that better person and also taking the advice of you because he sees you as an asset, that's what you are. Everybody's not an asset. A lot of people in your life would not bring you joy and bring you where I would like to say is at. They will bring you hurt and pain because that's what they've been through. That's all they knew. I'm not saying they can't change. It just probably ain't gonna change no damn time soon. Because of the trauma and shit they went through, they don't want to go seek counseling. They just feel like you're supposed to fix them. And you ain't a counselor to fix nothing. You got to turn to God, but they don't. That's gonna be a problem. When I'm the only one praying, and I'm the only one working, and I'm the only one trying to solve things, and you just sitting on a coattail saying, yeah, baby, just do all that for me, and you still out here in the streets doing all this crazy big problem. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and you know, Woo, that's a big one, right? Part of our problem is you ain't got no spiritual life. You won't support my spiritual life.
How that's
You know
gonna
what I'm
work?
saying? Or, I'm trying to start a band. You won't support my band. You won't
That's the
support my goal.
that's
You
the
know, you want to go back to school and get your degree, and I won't support your degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are things, again, when you're with somebody who don't want for you what you want for yourself, it's never gonna work.
I don't think so.
Right? It's never gonna work. So I think we're moving toward a close here in the show. We got about just 2 minutes to go. Um, you know, the conversation has opened the door for me because as soon as someone introduces a break, they're already fed up.
Yes.
Right? And in fact, they got to get that feeling of fed up 6, 8, 9, 10 times before they really come to a realization that they're fed up.
Mhm.
And once you do that, it's not the whole change is good, right? And if you look into history, you probably remember plenty of occasions where you should have changed much sooner than you did.
Right.
You probably wasted years waiting around for somebody to change or waiting around for something to happen. It's not going to happen. You got to make it happen.
Right.
And so um, it would probably hurt my feelings for somebody to tell me that they wanted to take a break, but I would take it to heart and I would follow their lead.
I would like to say something. It will hurt. It will hurt me too. But I'm gonna tell you that hurt wouldn't be as long as you keep thinking like you're trying to make it.
Right.
There's no fake to make it when you already know it's not there. So a lot of people lie and a lot of people do things to keep from hurting somebody, but you're playing with them because there's nothing good coming from what you're doing. So sometimes that painful conversation might not be that painful because
Well-
they probably fed up with your ass too.
They probably fit out with your ass too. But I have to make this point. Very few people are having the painful conversation.
No.
And that's what we hope we're inspiring you guys. But God, man, if I tell a woman that I'm gonna leave her, I gotta give reasons and that she ain't gonna understand. But the words are not gonna make sense to her if I tell her,
It's not.
And so I save her from those words by just backing down and packing my shit and whatever I gotta do. But I usually am not gonna tell her, you're a horrible person. You're a horrible communicator. I've been trying to do something with you that you are not allowing me to do, and you're getting on my last nerve. You're breaking me down. You're stealing my potential. You're not going to tell people those things. And it's probably a good thing that you don't. But
That you are telling that when you pull away.
well,
It's the same thing.
I tell her passive. I don't have to tell her. I don't have to make you feel bad about the way I feel because I feel bad about you. Right. And when a man tells a woman those kind of things, you leave a major impression on her because she takes what you're saying to heart and will have to live with that shit. And they don't live with it as well as men. Men chew other men out like it ain't nothing.
Okay.
But when you chew a woman out, she's taking it a little more deeply. You know what I'm saying?
But Carter, what about the times that you telling her the things that we're doing to each other is hurting me in a way that's driving me away? So I'm giving you some of it as we're still dealing with each other. And after a while, I'm like you, I'm going to check out. But I gave you some input that there's things that's happening that has to be looked at. The way you're talking at, your direction of how you're talking, like you're directing me. Like I'm saying, when you're talking down to me, I'm trying to critique you at this moment. I'm not tolerating this. You're cutting boundaries. You're cutting into things that I do not feel is respectful. But you keep on doing it. It's not going to take long. I don't care how long we was together. It's not going to take long for me to check completely out where there is no more talk. I'm leaving because it's just too much broken. And that's where I feel like some of the breakup and some of these things happening, but communication will automatically go left when people are starting to feel certain ways. Disrespected, the person out there doing things, jealousy jumps in there. And a lot of times people turn to social media too damn much and you start getting information from social media telling you about how to direct your relationships. I'm telling you, they can do so much damage compared to help because they don't know their personal enemies. We're saying things like, even in our show, I don't directly talk about somebody all the time. I indirect. Because a lot of time what's going to help is when you hear some things and you apply. Okay. You take this show and you apply it with the understanding of the base of your relationship. Y'all things, not necessarily mine. My failures shouldn't be your failures. They should be something to make you think about. Wait a minute, we're going down a rabbit hole here. Maybe we need to look at this and talk on it in a more positive way before we end up here. That's what I hope anybody gets out of anything.
And if I just say this in closing, just got a couple minutes here, Pete, that before you get to a place where you say to your significant other, I'm ready to take a break, I think a conversation that you need to have is, can we save this? Can we save this? Can we make a difference? Can you envision us being happy? Can you envision us getting along? Can you envision us being okay with each other all the time, living a life together? If you can't, then you might as well take a break and say, well, why don't we go ahead and find our own way? Now, you might need 6 months to do that, honey. So you can save up some deposit money or rent money or figure out how you're going to do it, and we're just going to have and take it together here but the plan is that on February 1st, we're apart. And unless something changes, let's just follow through with the plan, and I'll support you, you support me, we'll move on, right? But if that conversation is opening the door for you to say, I love you, I want you, let's please try more. And I think that conversation needs to happen before the let's take a break conversation.
Let me give you one. Somebody said something to me and it was like, I just want to make sure I check in. I just want to check in with you. See where you at, and I just want to check in. I always like that. And I think they got that through the counseling they went through. Just understand, you can check in and you can still make them want to check out. Because it's the things that you do. You learn some things that I like to say enhance the relationship. I like somebody want to check in with me to see what my mental is. I like that. But then you're doing things against what I told you I have boundaries. So now you feel like you're checking in folks to get you over my boundaries. This is where I feel like they're playing games, okay? Because I think it's great for a person to want to check in and see where you at. But when that same person keep going behind you and doing disrespectful things and talking to you in disrespectful ways, that check-in become a check-out. You checking in like you care, and then you're doing shit that hurts me.
I got a feeling, Jay, that sometimes people become ignorant to the things that they do because they're just doing what they do. And if it's incongruent with you, I've just learned that beating them up don't do no different. They'll make no difference.
So you saying it now?
Telling them how bad they are, it's not going to change shit. You got to change the space, and you got to get out of it, right?
I agree.
And say, I'm gonna love them enough to let them be who they are without me.
We should say love them enough to leave.
Love them enough to leave them. And I think that's a great way
Yeah,
to close out
man.
the show. This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craft Matty. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
In the
I want to
building.
thank you folks for being here with us tonight. Just an opportunity to be leaders in our own community. And we hope you've enjoyed our program. We're here every Thursday from 7 to 8, Facebook Live. We're on every other major platform. Please like, share, subscribe,
Yes.
Bring your friends and family back. And never forget, folks, that we only do this because we love you and we appreciate you. And with that, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.